the first to know. Nsem-Pii TV.
Enra and Ghana Immigration Service the Babetu or Mode Krata eba bonten na one etrese wonsa etimi aka NDC amanyuko no constituency secretary ono ewo Akate North one Asia no na okuta 23,000 ballot papers na ode ekwa copy mu ewo Togo nenka edu abato obere na nenka one afa ho a esan de ababegu ballot papers ni mu abra one etimtim ewie na nyame ompe bone Ghana Immigration Service ensaka na one etimi handle no ede ne ema Ghana Police Service onkoso na onye nhihwemu na eno na NPP amanyuko no led by Nsem-Miracle Aboaje etimi aye press briefing the assembly munchiremu nyina abasenka sa brantie etimi de pipesi ekokopie mu ewo voter enkadien na ebesi yankonyenkotie Nsem-Miracle Aboaje
for 50% across the country trying to get to our various communities so we can cast our votes very early in the morning, and we're encouraging every single Ghanaian to step out tomorrow and cast your votes. Make your votes count tomorrow. So wherever you find yourself at this juncture, we encourage all of us to make time and get to your polling station. We wish the rest of us who are also traveling very safe journeys and travel mercies. There are a few incidences we would want to address quickly this evening. We would be engaging all of you periodically on issues that come up. We believe that we need to protect our democracy, we need to protect our people, we need to protect the sanity of our country, and so we would engage as much as possible to ensure that we go through this as peaceful as possible, like we have in the past elections. So it has come to the attention of the party that there's some very alarming developments happening in the Volta region, and we think that we must take very serious look at. So yesterday, which was on the 5th of December, the Ghana Immigration Service intercepted some ballot papers from the NDC Akachi North Constituency Secretary. So the NDC Constituency Secretary for Akachi North was met with some ballot papers by the Immigration Service in the area. His name is Abraham Ahiabu. And he was met at the heavy community in the Volta region. According to the official statement, as I'm sure a lot of you might have seen already, what he told the Immigration Service is that the ballot papers he was holding, were dummy ballot papers, and that he was heading to Togo to undertake some voter education all the way in Togo. And again, according to Abraham, the secretary for the NDC constituency, the NDC in the Akachi North constituency, these over 23,000 ballot papers he had, which he says are dummy ballot papers, are headed towards Togo for voter education, and that he was going to educate these voters in Vodome, which is in Togo. He also told the immigration about, of course, the quantity of ballot papers he had. Apart from the 3,000 they met him with, he also had an additional 20,000 in all. Now, this is a very worrying situation. Worrying in the sense that there are few questions that needs to be answered with this incident. First of all, why would an NDC Constituency Secretary, have in his possession so much ballot papers in the first place? What's the intention, especially on the eve of elections? We are voting 2-3 days to elections. Why are you holding so much ballot papers under the guise that you are going to use a voter education? Secondly, why was he transporting these ballot papers from Ghana into Togo? I'm sure you all clearly understand what the issue is. This is a Ghana elections. Why are you moving ballot papers from Ghana all the way into Togo? And then, of course, why should citizens of Togo receive voter education on an election that is happening in Ghana? Why should the NDC secretary in the Akachi North constituency worry himself a day or two to the election day transporting ballot papers to Togo to go and educate voters in Togo? That is of very, very, very much concern to all of us. It's very important to reiterate the point that this election is for the people of Ghana. It's for the citizens of this country. And no foreigner, nobody from any other country apart from Ghana has the right to cast his or her vote in this elections. That is not allowed. And it's very important for us to make this a point, especially to our friends and our brothers in our neighboring countries, Togo, especially, who have been lured to register in our elections, that yes, you may have been lured to get your registration done, but trust us, you are not going to get to cast your vote. And so the caution is that do not be motivated to leave your country and enter Ghana in an attempt to cast your vote tomorrow. As we speak, we have directed all our polling station executives and all our party people to be firm, vigilant, and ensure that not a single non-Ghanaian, not a single foreigner is able to cast his or her vote. We've always raised these concerns that we should allow the people of Ghana to exercise their franchise and their franchise only. This is not the only worrying incident happening, especially by the NDC and the Volta region. Yesterday, on 5th December, the Ghana Police Service interrogated the Electoral Commission officer from Afajato South constituency in the Volta region, again the NDC stronghold, who was caught transporting ballot papers and other official documents in a private vehicle without any police security or escort. And the Electoral Commission, of course, has issued a statement, and this official statement says that the EC officers must only, and they are only supposed to transport these electoral materials in official EC vehicles and escorted by the police. It's quite worrying that these things seems to be happening a lot more in the Volta region, the NDC stronghold. And I'm sure our friends from the media are also wondering how they, on daily basis, in fact by the minute, are raising such concerns and such issues. We, a few hours ago, saw the former president issue a statement, talked so much and attacked so much the Electoral Commission, but he failed. He failed in the entire attack to reference this incidents and activity in his stronghold. Since this incident, we have neither received further details regarding what is happening to this officer who works with the Electoral Commission and what sanctions the Electoral Commission is actually meting out to him. And we are very much interested in keenly following exactly what is happening. All Ghanaians, all of us citizens, must consider these incidents very, very alarming and ensure that wherever we find ourselves, we heighten our vigilance, especially in areas where these things are happening. And like I said earlier on, we have asked every single MPP person in these areas to be vigilant and be firm, and we're going to ensure that we protect the integrity of these elections at all costs. It appears the NDC clearly wants to manipulate the voting in their stronghold, especially the Volta region, where they consider as the World Bank, and the fact, or the Volta World Bank, and the fact that they have to transport voter ballot papers all the way to Togo. Transporting voter ballot papers all the way to Togo on the eve of our elections is a very worrying situation. And most especially with the intention, as confessed by the Secretary of the NDC, the Akachi North constituency, with the intention to train non-Ghanaians on how to vote in our elections. This is a very, very worrying situation, and clearly shows that the NDC, they clearly know, they have been aware for a very long time that they are going to lose these elections. After months of complacency, after months of laziness and not giving the Ghanaian people any credible alternative, they realize that they are losing these elections, and they are committed to using any illegal means to ensure that they subvert the will of the people. But we in the New Patriotic Party would not allow that to happen. And we are sending this caution, especially to people that would want to lure to support them in these illegalities. Clearly, the hard work of Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia and the NPP, of course, has made a very, very lasting impact in the Volta region. The numerous developments, the huge impacts of our interventions in the region is made a very, very strong indication there, and that is obviously making the NDC uncomfortable, and the reason why they are resorting to some of these unnecessary and disturbing tactics. In the light of these events, we are calling on the EC to be vigilant throughout the country, as we are asking for a very free and fair elections across the country, and we are committed to supporting all stakeholders in ensuring that we have free, fair elections tomorrow. We are requesting that the EC provide the people of this country full details of the offending Electoral Commission officer from Afajato South, who was caught in this gross misconduct and breach of trust, and ensure that the necessary sanctions are firmly applied. In addition, we are asking the Ghana Police Service to provide the status report on their investigation of the NDC secretary who was caught with over 20,000 ballot papers in his possession, with the intention of going to Togo through an illegal route to train Togolese to come participate in our elections. Clearly, it's been over 24 hours and it's becoming a bit uncomfortable to us that we are yet to receive any updates on this particular incident, at least an official communique from the police. We expect that the security agencies will be more vigilant across the country, especially in the monitoring of these things, so that Ghana's elections will not be tampered with or manipulated. We also ask the Ghana Immigration Service, as we commend them, to increase vigilance across our borders and to ensure that non-Ghanaians are not smuggled into Ghana to vote. Clearly, the intentions is there, and we have to do everything we have to do to ensure that we do not allow that to happen. This election is for Ghanaians, and it will be decided by the Ghanaian people only. We also urge the general public to remain calm, but in remaining calm, let's remain firm and vigilant. We know that we are generally peaceful as a people, and we all want a free and fair elections, and that is what Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia and the NPP is fully committed to. However, it is important to note that obviously based on the incidents that have happened in the past 24 hours, the NDC is worried about the outcome of these elections because of the hard work of Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia and the NPP, and they are clearly intentioned to manipulate these elections in their stronghold, the Volta region. We trust that the security agencies will prevent any further attacks and interference with our processes and outcomes of these elections, and we call on all Ghanaians to come out in their numbers tomorrow. Let's come out in their numbers. Let's come out in our numbers to vote for Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia and the MPP's parliamentary candidates across the country and deliver an emphatic victory for the MPP. In doing all of these things, let all note that the sanctity and the sanity of the electoral processes of this country would be protected at all costs by the New Patriotic Party, and we are not going to compromise on that under any circumstance. And so it's important that anybody that is being lured or being encouraged or motivated to engage on such illegal activities by the NDC takes note that we are going to deal with this the way all of these things have been dealt with. But we commend the security services for their vigilance so far, especially in these particular incidences, and being able to apprehend these people. Thank you very much for your time. And for our tree audience, yes, Nancy Nyama and Kakrebi SC Ewo Volta region NDC Amayoku Omoshe Sumasi Edi Jumedie bi Ewo Volta region ha dwen kakra beye yawode ye twemu ye Ghana Immigration Service eche NDC constituency secretary owo Akachi North constituency I friend of Abraham Ahebu na Abraham ekura ballot papers nko beye 23,000 na ode ko Togo na immigration for chain no mututu na no de kai ne say on the ballot papers no ko Togo na wakoko trainee Togo for ekwan fa so ayeto aba e hadwen esane say de dikan e de na be ma NDC secretary wa Akachi North ebe was sa ballot papers dodo we e wo ne ho a osan so e de ewura bebi fufuro ye tosu mienu adwen be na wo ne trim enti a wafa ballot papers a ode ekọ Togo na dwempo ne sɛ ɔno ane no mu ton sɛ ɔkɔ kyerɛkyerɛ Togo fo sɛ ne yɛsi to aba aka da baako anada mmienu a yɛba bɛto aba ɛwɔ Ghana ebiom adan nti ɛna ɛfa Togo fo ho sɛ yɛba bɛto aba nti a ɛbɛma NDC secretary etu kwan akɔ Togo ɔkɔmpo amfa border ɔfa akwan a mmara ma ho kwan sɛ yɛbɛfa so ɛna ɔde ɛkɔkɔ wura Togo kɔkɔ ayɛ bɔ Togo fo nyinaa ne sɛ aba yɛto na kyina no Ghana fo aba sɛ wonya Ghana ni a wontumi ntubi enti sempo sɛ NDC fo be dadao ɛna obe register yɛ wabra yɛ registration a fato utim sɛ MPP amayokuo yɛ ma ho kwan ɛma wonto abayi bi ɛwɔ man yi mu a wonyɛ Ghana ni yɛhyɛ MPP fo ɛwɔ voter region nyina sɛ yɛma yɛni da hɔ ne yɛgyina hɔ pintin obi ɔbɛbɛ bi a onyɛ Ghana ni a yɛwɔ evidence ɛkyɛ sɛ onyɛ Ghana ni a ofi Togo no yesi na no kwan cause clearly no dia esiri kyerɛ sɛ NDC fo si omutimu po a me no kasa yi ɔma yɛ ɔma dwen so ɔmo de Togo fo ɛba bɛto aba ɛwɔ ɔma ewe mu dia tosu mienu on the 5th of December ɛyɛ ndure ye twem ye yi afaja to electoral officer ɔwɔ constituency nim a ɛsɛ sɛ ɔde electoral materials ballot papers and document ɛsɛ ɔde kɔ constituency nim mmara ne sɛ wokɔ a ɛsɛ wode police for ne electoral commission for car ɛna ɛkɔ ɔkɔ no wɔamfa police ne ndi n'akyi wɔamfa official electoral commission vehicle ɔno ane car ɛna ɔde nɔɔma no egum no ɔno anko anam ɛna ɔkura ballot papers a ɛkyina yɛde ba bɛto aba no ɛna ɔde nam deɛ ɔde ayɛ yɛ nim sɛ ɔde ne nsa aka ballot papers yɛ nim deɛ ɔde ballot papers akɔfa yɛ nim sɛ ɔyi bi efirim sɛ ɔde bi aka ho nyame adom police for abɔ mmɔden abɔ adwuma ama me no kasa yi police for deɛ ɔmo nsa yɛ dɛn asɔ ne mu yɛbɔ police for aba so na mmom yɛsrɛ sɛ Ghana fo nyinaa ɛbɛhia sɛ ɔmo bɛhu deɛ akɔ akɔsi beebi a asɛm no akɔ akɔsi na electoral commission yɛbɛsrɛ mo na mo de aberanteɛ a yi a ɔyɛ adwuma wɔ mo hɔ yi a wafɔ mo mbrɛ yi mama mbra ɛne na yɛ dɛn edi deɛ ɛka nyinaa ne sɛ NDC foɔ aba bɛhu sɛ abatoɔ no ɔmo di nkukuo na ɛkwan bi ɔmbɛfa so a ɔmo de basabasa yɛ ɛne enuamɔ ho nsɛm ne nneɛma a ɛnsɛ fata ɛbɛba yɛ abatoɔ nim no ɔmo ayɛ ɔmo adwene sɛ ɔmo de bɛba especially nkankan ɛwɔ voter region bea a ɔmo adwene mu no ɛhɔ ɛne baabi a ɔmo ahoɔden soronko yɛ dɛn ɛwɔ yɛgyina yɛn nan so pintin ɛnyɛ adeɛ ɛbɛma ho kwan na deɛ di kan wo a wonyɛ Ghana ni bia bɛto aba wɔ ɔman wei mu ɛnyɛ adeɛ ɛbɛma ho kwan so na Ghana mbra yɛde yɛ adwuma no NDC fo atoto nase yɛ ma basabasa yɛ bia ɛmba abato a yɛba bɛto yi mu Dr. Mahamudu Bamia ne MPP aban MPP aman yokuo yɛtu yɛn wasi wɔ agyina wɔ sɛ asomdwe nko a na yɛn nyinaa yɛbɛyɛ na yɛahwɛ ama yɛabatoɔ na yɛ dɛn akɔsi enti nneɛma a NDC fo ɛhyehyɛ ɛwɔ voter region ɛnɛ adwumaden a yɛbambɔfoɔ ɛyɛ nti etumi apɔ ɔmo ho ntoma no obi afa nto ne ti mu sɛ abambɔfoɔ a ɛwɔ Ghana ha bebia saa na ɔmo nyinaa gyina ɔmo nan so ɛnyɛ adeɛ a nipa baako mpo ebenya ho kwan na ɔde basabasa yɛ sɛ anaasɛ nneɛma ho nsɛm bia aba abatoɔ yi a yɛto no ɛkyina no ɛho yɛma obi a otu kwan bia yɛbɔ mpa yɛata obi akyi si yɛn nyinaa yɛn bɔ yɛn ho mmɔden ne yɛn ka yɛn ho mbom na yɛn to aba ma Dr. Mahamudu Bamia ne yɛn MPP ama yokuo no na enyuma pa yɛahyɛ ase yɛyɛ no yɛn to aso na mmom yɛyɛ no yɛbɛsrɛ sɛ yɛwɔ Ghana baako pɛ nti yɛmfa akoma baako adwen baako ne asomdwe yi ɛnto yaba medamase bebree